The following podcast is recommended for mature audiences only. The following podcast is recommended for adults only. Maturity is not a requirement.
Hello and welcome to Dear Download, a podcast about Download Festival, music and the industry, and all other aspects related to rock and metal. This episode is kind of a bit of a break in between our countdown to Download, headliners and other bands episodes. So we are doing this episode all about Eddfest, which is kind of a new name for it. It was otherwise known as just Knebworth, but basically the Iron Maiden mini festival that's going to be happening in July. I am Adam, and as always, I'm here with Simon. How you doing, my man?
Hello, good day to you, sir.
Good day. Cool.
I had a malfunction.
Bit like Discord.
Yeah, Discord had a big time malfunction. We didn't think we were going to be able to record this episode tonight. Not that it matters to any of you lot, but we didn't think that we were going to record this episode. We're going to have to change the days, but yeah. Discord fixed themselves pretty well, so fair play to them. We thought, nah, it's not going to happen tonight, and then literally 5 minutes later, it was fixed. It was like, wow, okay, they're pretty good. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about Eddfest and just Maiden in general. I think people that have listened to the show for a while know how big Maiden fans we are. So, and I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like Iron Maiden that years ago you never thought would actually be a thing, but there's loads of Maiden haters out there these days.
Yeah, and of course we can touch upon Sonosphere a little bit as well. Don't want to go too much into that. I would say if anybody wants to know more, they can watch your YouTube video.
Yes,
right, there's a plug. But yeah, it's created by the same people. So and there was an interview recently with one of the guys. A very interesting interview, so I'll probably touch on that a little bit. Anyway, how have you been the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, good, really. The only thing to report to you is my butt hurts.
Oh, ooh, baby.
And not in a good way. You know, Vicky needs to change the size of the dildo she's using, clearly. No, not that.
Bigger or smaller?
Bigger, baby.
If you're
always
hurt
bigger.
Me, just destroy me.
Do it properly. Don't half-arse it. No, my butt's hurting because I bought a bike at the weekend and I rode it into work for the first time on Tuesday. And I didn't realise that it had the hardest seat I've ever put my buttocks on. And I didn't enjoy any of the ride because my butt was hurting so bad. So I have to get a new seat. But apart from that, getting back on the bike again felt pretty damn amazing. And it's a good 45 minutes to work. So 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back. It's a good workout.
Nice.
But my butt is very bruised right now. It's okay sitting on here and sitting like in a normal seat, but if I sit on anything angled, boy, I've got a bruised buttocks big time, man.
I was about to ask how far it was that you had to go. I bet all day at work you were just dreading knowing that you would have to do it again on the way home.
I was literally like, it was better on the way back because it was really windy in the morning and the wind was hitting me. And I forgot just how much when the wind is full blast, how fucking slow you go on the bike. But luckily the wind was behind me on the way home. So I got home a lot quicker. And the ride was more enjoyable apart from butt hurting. So yeah. But I'm going to get myself a nice little saddle and by next week, my butt should have got much better and then I can ride to work every day because it was just like, I've just bought this bike and now my arse is killing me. But I've got a bony bum, so people with more cushion on their butt I can get as fat as hell. Like some years I'm more tubby than other years. My weight always fluctuates. I've never been consistent. It's always, this year I'm skinny Simon, this year I'm slightly chubbier Simon. There's never been a consistent Simon throughout my life. It's always been whatever the year opposes for me. But I've always had just a flat butt. I could put on weight everywhere else. It will not go on my arse. I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
So my butt is like bone. So I have to have a really soft seat. Otherwise, like if I sit on a chair for too long, my arse hurts.
Yeah.
So it's just always been a really weird thing on my flat butt. So I should have known when I bought this bike that I automatically need to change this seat because it's definitely not going to be. But the memory didn't kick in for some reason. I just thought, hey, I'll ride it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the butt is a bit of an issue. But anyway, that's it really. But my butt, the reason I haven't rode to work since is because of the butt, obviously. But I could have changed the seat and rode in. But I've got a 4-hour drive to see our very good friend Ben Chids on Friday, and I don't want to be sat in the car for 4 hours with a butt that hurts.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Because it's a long old drive. I am stopping in the middle. But yeah, so because we're going to climb Snowdon this weekend, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, awesome. I'm sure you said about that a while back, and I can't remember when it was, but I can't believe it's come round already.
I know. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I said Snowdon. I know Ben hates it, and he listens to the podcast. Rithva, that's the Welsh name for it. Yeah.
Very nice.
Ben's like, don't call it Snowdon. It's not Snowdon. So Rithva, whatever the fuck he says. So I learned how to say it. So in my vlog, I could say it properly, so I won't annoy all the Welsh people.
Very nice. You should say it, but the thumbnail, Snowdon. Rage bait.
Just bait them straight away. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be really cold though. Apparently, it could get up to -10 at the top on Saturday. So
Jesus.
there might be snow at the top. So it's going to be it'll be nice going up, but when we get to the actual peak, oh yeah, it's going to be nice and cool up there for us. So that'll be an interesting vlog anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's getting cold already. I was out dressed in proper winter stuff today. I had 2 coats on, my hat and gloves again. Only a couple of weeks ago, I was out in shorts and t-shirt.
yeah. Literally last weekend when we went to IKEA, I was in shorts and a t-shirt. I was like, yes, summer's coming, the spring's coming. This is going to be beautiful. No, it's freezing now.
Yeah. Well, the long-term listeners will know I say this every year. Summer properly hits in the middle of May. I've found from being a postman, you can never trust not taking a coat out until the middle of May when there's usually a mini heat wave.
Yeah.
But yeah, some
well, if
days,
anyone's going to judge the weather, someone who walks around in it every single year, it's definitely you, isn't it? So
yeah, cool. I haven't really been up to very much. Just doing the Dungeons and Dragons YouTube still, Critical Pit. Very exciting. Lots of cool things going on. Lots of there's a couple of bits that I can't wait to get to. But we just need to get to them. I'm not going to rush it.
Can't speed it up. No.
But looking forward to that. We have an announcement to make.
We do.
We talked briefly about a few things before. Simon probably has no idea which one I'm talking about right now.
I don't know which one. You just said one. You didn't say. Did you say things or you said things? Okay. Yeah.
So a few people have asked recently. A few people were asking Broken Day up to like 3-4 months ago, I think, if we're going to be doing another T-shirt with Broken Day for download again this year, and we are. In fact, we do need to make another announcement after this. But we're going to be doing another T-shirt. I've seen it already. Simon's seen it. Nobody else has seen it, really. Yeah. And it looks absolutely incredible. Just the same as last year. I think they said to us our shirt was the most popular selling shirt last year. I think we got a tough run for our money because he's just gone viral with a shirt pretty much. I don't know if you've seen it, the one that says heart says pit, knees say sit, or something like that. Just everybody's sharing it. But I mean, that's cool. It'll be out when the next episode releases. So it will be the 12th of April. It will be available to buy. I'll double check that. Maybe the day after, the 13th of April. It's going to be sweet
as hell. Sick design as well. Sick design. Always a sick design.
Yeah, definitely. And in conjunction with that, we are going to be running a competition as well for someone to win one of every piece of merch we have ever had. All the details will be released when this episode releases, and that will get you in the competition to win everything we've ever done. And that includes the new shirt with Broken Day, the hoodie from Broken Day, and the last year's day download shirt as well through Broken Day. So loads and loads of stuff up for grabs.
Oh, that's an awesome set of stuff. Like literally, that is absolutely solid. So yeah. I think it's worth it just to, tag 2 friends, follow us, follow Broken Day, share it, and you could win, pretty much everything. It's awesome.
Everything. I forgot just how much stuff we'd made until we were talking about doing this the other day, and we were like, hang on, we've got a lot of stuff to give out. Loads of stuff. So there'll be a picture of everything you can get your hands on that post as well. So good luck. And the deadline will be midnight on Tuesday the 7th of April. Again, that will all be in the post for you to be able to see. You won't have to come and listen back to this. Tuesday the 7th of April, midnight, so we can do the draw the next day when we're recording the next episode. Good luck to you all. And one last thing whilst we're here, we have made the decision to become
Stop. We've done it. We're over.
Yep.
We've made that decision. We're over. I'm done.
Yeah. Well, you were done ages ago, man. No, we've made the decision to become a video podcast as well, which will be going up onto YouTube with flashy backgrounds and everything, and it'll be cool. Yeah, so you can see our faces while you're watching us or listening to us, and that'll be from next episode where we start to talk all about all of the bands that are playing as well. Cool. Shall we get into the main topic?
Yeah, I've just got a sort of thing that was put out when it was announced with everything. So I'll just read some stuff from that and then we could talk about it. And we're just going to generally talk about Iron Maiden as well. And we're going to do our top 10 Iron Maiden albums as well. So if you are a Maiden fan, this is going to be a very cool episode. If you're not a Maiden fan, you will be one after this episode. There you go. So get ready. I'm already going to Snowdon with a bunch of Maiden haters. So I told everyone that I'm specifically wearing Iron Maiden shirts every single day, so they can go fuck themselves. So Iron Maiden, Eddfest, like we said, it was announced. It was just an Iron Maiden sort of gig, wasn't it, at first, at Knebworth, and they said Iron Maiden Run for Your Lives tour, and we were like, oh, that's really cool. And then recently they've sort of upgraded and shifted it a little bit towards a more sort of experience, as what it were. So I'll just put up here. So what it says, the ultimate once-in-a-lifetime celebration of all things Maiden on their 50th anniversary, which is just insane in itself. It's happening Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th of July 2026 at Knebworth, of course, which was the previous home of Sonisphere, which unfortunately a lot of us didn't get to go to. So this kind of feels like a bit of a reprieve for some of us that weren't quite lucky enough, although some of us here were lucky enough to go. Bastard. So Iron Maiden, Run for Your Lives, apparently doing everything from Iron Maiden, the first album, up until Fear of the Dark and nothing after. How do you feel about that? Because, a few people were like, okay, I mean, that's the bulk of your sort of good stuff, but there is a lot of good stuff in the new era, and obviously the Bailey era is just completely they're not doing anything from that. So how, when you saw that, how did you feel about that? Did you go, oh yes, or did you go, kind of want a mix of stuff?
I hadn't actually seen that. I've been looking all through the website, and that is new to me. That's news to me. How is that news to me?
Okay.
But anyway, thoughts on it immediately after knowing it.
Oh wow! Okay, I thought it was on all the posters, so I thought you knew that.
I've been on the website. I have not seen it on the website. Maybe it's there somewhere. But anyway, do your homework, boy. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, it'll still be amazing. It'll still be great, but as you will know, and as a lot of our listeners will know, I got into Iron Maiden from the Virtual 11 album,
Yeah.
and I absolutely love the new stuff. You know, I don't dislike the old stuff. I listen to the older stuff a hell of a lot, but I was just gripped by the newer stuff. Like
Hmm.
pretty much all the new albums are in my top 10 albums. But also like they can't have that many years in them left.
And I wouldn't have thought so.
No. So, like, doing, like, specific eras, I mean, I know it's got to be hard to do something from all 17 albums or, you know, a best of all the way through because they can't.
Yeah.
They can only have
You
certain
couldn't
amount of time
even,
on
you
stage.
couldn't, like, they couldn't even do a song from every album because the gig would be too long. They'd be playing for like half a day. So I suppose every gig they play, because they play probably what, 2 songs or 3 songs off of some of the albums. So even if you were to play a song off of each album, you can't play 33 songs live, especially Maiden songs, because they're not like, you know, 2-3 minute tracks. They're like metal songs that are shortest 4 minutes maybe. They have got some 3-minute songs, but tends to be the older stuff really. So it's, and they do that, you know, they do a lot of theme stuff. You know, they done the Somewhere Back in Time, they played Seventh Son in full. They tend to do those little sort of era bits. So I can understand why on the 50th anniversary they're celebrating the original run of Maiden.
Yeah. I understand it.
Yeah,
completely.
It kind of makes sense, really. And also, you might get to play some stuff that maybe they've played the new stuff instead of. Maybe some deep cuts from some of the old stuff that we haven't heard them play in ages, that they might say, look, we don't have to play anything off of Shinjitsu now. We can play Phantom of the Opera or fucking, I don't know, whatever they're going to play, you know, something random that they probably haven't played in a while. So...
Yeah. And also thinking of it, we, as you will know, our listeners will know, we are massive Iron Maiden fans, but there are a hell of a lot of people out there who are bigger fans than us, who go to every single tour. They'll probably see them several times on that tour. So, I mean, to them, you know, having differences and like you said, having new songs played, well, not new songs, but songs that haven't been played live for a long time because they're focusing on a smaller period, so they can add more from that period in. I get it. Yeah, I do get it.
Yeah. It does make sense. It does make sense. So just, you know, if you're listening, you didn't know that will be the era they're playing for. So the original Brucey run, and then obviously the 2 Paul Di'Anno albums as well, and see what they can get off of those, I guess. They'll probably play quite a bit off of those, I would have thought, because there's some good stuff on the first 2. But anyway, and in support currently, I have a feeling maybe more might get added to this, but I don't know, because I don't know when the gig's going to start, if it's going to be like an all-day festival, or because if you've only got this, it's not going to be, I don't know whether they go any earlier or they'll start at like 3 o'clock and then Maiden will come on at 7 or something. I don't know what the timings are going to be. But we have as the support currently the Almighty, Airborne, The Who, and I'm guessing main support The Darkness. How do you feel about those?
I don't mind The Darkness. I didn't like them when they first came around. I actively hated them. They've grown on me since. You know, I've sort of matured, I think, a little bit, and I do quite like a lot of their stuff. I was listening to some of their stuff this morning. I hear and so, I don't know what it was. I can't remember, but yeah, it was a really funny song. They do quite a lot of funny parody songs.
Yeah, they got a good sense of humour as a band. They don't take themselves too seriously. Even on the new album, like I said, they're one of the, when I reviewed that album, they're one of the only bands that can go from a really heartbreaking song about his divorce to a song about where he ate too many beans and had the farts during a romantic moment like that, and have those songs on the same album, and yet both songs are incredible. Like that, one of them's really deep and meaningful, and you're actually like, holy shit, this guy's been through some stuff. And the next one is just like, oops, I ate too many beans. That's why they're so fun. Yeah.
I think the one I heard this morning, it was something about gold, a golden something. Does that ring any bells to you?
I don't know. I'd have to look at the songs.
I don't know. Never mind.
But anyway, yeah, but they're a great, like, live. They are a cracking live band, which is probably why Maiden picked them to be main support, because they're really, really good live.
Yeah. And then I can't remember the order, but yeah, the Who I'm not particularly interested in.
Me neither.
I don't like AC/DC, but the Almighty, I listened to them for the first time ever this morning, and it was actually all right. I didn't mind it. A couple of songs reminded me a bit of old Saliva.
Oh, okay. I've never listened to the Almighty. We might have reviewed them for download at some point, I would have thought, just off the top of my head. But yeah, I never really listened to them, so I'll have to give them a listen. Airborne, I mean, I love AC/DC. I'm not saying that they are just an AC/DC cover band, but they basically are. But I mean, that's good. They'll have a lot of energy. So, we'll probably have a drink and watch them, which is fine. The Who, I don't have any interest in. I don't like them at all. And I'll check out the Almighty. And I love the Darkness. So mixed bag, I guess, for the support.
Yeah. But I mean, like you said, it's an Iron Maiden thing. It was an Iron Maiden thing originally. I get the feeling they threw the supports in to maybe try and sell more tickets. We don't know how well it sold. But I'll put this to you. I could have said this a minute ago, but if we don't know how well it sold. It obviously hasn't sold out like download, like Bloodstock. If Iron Maiden were doing 2 nights, if they were doing the Friday and the Saturday night, like we've seen Metallica do recently, I'm sure there's some other bands that have done something very similar. If they were doing 2 nights and it was the same price, sold out immediately, I reckon.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because it's not a festival. Technically, it's a gig. So, a festival, you have so many bands to sell your tickets. And although Maiden are, I mean, one of the biggest bands throughout history of metal, Iron Maiden in 2026 isn't Iron Maiden in the 1980s, as sales-wise, of course, but still one of the most well-known, most appreciated, most influential metal bands. But selling out a place like Knebworth is difficult. It would have even been difficult for them in the 90s or any other sort of decade, really. So if they sell out 90% of it, I think they'll be more than happy with the amount of money that they'll probably make off of it. And it won't feel, it's not going to be like a download where half the crowd will be off doing other stuff. Everyone will be there to see Maiden.
Good point. Yeah.
So even if you add half a crowd, it's still going to be a packed crowd, because no one's going to go, I'm just going to stay at the tents, guys, because I don't really fancy seeing Maiden. Because you're at an Iron Maiden festival, day thing or gig festival, whatever you want to call it. So I don't think you'll feel any different if it was 90 or 80% sold out or completely sold out.
Yeah, good point. I was just wanted to see them twice. The last time I saw Iron Maiden was Download 2022. I think the time before that was 2017. So I've only seen them like twice in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I just and I had the realization maybe only a couple of years ago, the last time I saw them might be the last time I see them, and that got me down a little bit, and I was like, I need to see them again. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said about the 2 nights, but you got to remember Metallica had a night in between. They didn't just play 2 nights back to back. They played a gig, then they had a day, then they played another gig. Doing a gig and then a gig. I know bands do it all the time touring, but for a giant festival that's all about you, where you have to play a really long set, it might be difficult for, and I don't want to call this band old, but they are all in their 60s, So it's probably difficult, doing a gig in your fucking 30s is difficult, let alone 30 years later. So,
true, yeah,
respect for them for playing all these long gigs and not just doing that. But anyway, let's move on, shall we? So,
okay.
So, it says here, get ready for Eddfest, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to experience what constitutes Iron Maiden's idea of fun-filled 48 hours of entertainment, which sounds exciting. Themed areas and bars, experiences, live music and more. Inside Eddfest, fans will be able to explore the Infinite Dreams Museum experience, a walkthrough of display of stage props and relics, inspired by Sunday Best Times book Infinite Dreams. So I think there will be loads of sick stuff in there, from old tours, I'm guessing old merch, t-shirts, all sorts of crazy, really cool stuff that any Maiden nerd will just be like, oh my god, this is incredible.
Yeah, stage props.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they have in there, because you'll probably recognise a lot of it going through, which would be really cool.
Yeah. Oh man, I want to see the tank. In fact, there's a guy making a tank. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, I think they've reached out to some people to make stuff around the site as well. And it's going off a little bit from what you were talking about, but I just reminded myself. But yeah, the tank from 2007, A Matter of Life and Death tour.
Nice.
I remember it being at Download when that came out, and Eddie came out of that tank. That was beautiful, and I'll never forget that moment.
So good.
So they might have that.
Yeah, I'll be excited. I just can't wait to see what they got in there. I'm sure they're going to have loads of Eddie heads, loads of the stuff. Hopefully they'll have some stuff from like Power Slave, Live After Death era in there, some Summer in Time stage props, like just some really fucking cool stuff that, you know, you always see in all the old live videos and stuff. I bet it's going to be amazing. And Maiden always, you know, they've probably got so much stuff, it's going to be cool. So that's just one thing. That's just I mean, that will be a great experience in itself. It says as well, fans will also encounter Maidenville, where you will find Eddie's dive bar, and a second stage for music and entertainment, and also the Unfair Fun Fair, featuring rides and Eddie-themed funfair games, plus Eddie's Emporium, and much, much more throughout the site that they haven't announced yet. So, man, I mean, talk about an Iron Maiden fan's dream of just having absolutely everything Iron Maiden in one place. It's going to be pretty insane. Like Maidenville, I'm guessing, will be like a separate place from the camping. And they just said that, like, Eddie's sort of dive bar, I'm guessing there's going to be all sorts of bars in there. I'm thinking to myself now, God, how much are these drinks going to be though? But apart from that, it should be pretty damn good. Probably, you know, hopefully we'll get like Iron Maiden cups and, you know, all sorts of really, you know, cool little bits. And I'll be at the second stage as well. We'll get to that because it does say that it mentions some of the bands that are playing that little second stage on the Friday night. We'll get to that quickly. Unfair Fun Fair, because all fun fairs are unfair. So that actually is a really cool name for it. And it says there, like, Eddie-themed funfair games. The funfair should be cool. All Iron Maiden themed, obviously. It's just going to be Iron Maiden Overload, which I literally cannot wait for. And it says plus Eddie's Emporium and much more, but then it doesn't say anything about what Eddie's Emporium actually is.
I think the Eddie's Emporium is going to be similar to the Megastore at Download, I think.
Oh, yes, you might be right.
Yeah, great big gift shop.
You might be right. Yeah, actually, merch will be good. I'll definitely save money for merch, because if I can get like an Eddfest t-shirt, you know, like a proper cool, then I'll do that, you know, definitely.
Yeah, I think I will as
get
well.
Something.
I would, definitely.
Yeah, it's a one-off thing. It's not like a download. It's not going to happen every year. Get a t-shirt. We should get a t-shirt from it just to say, look, we were there. We're cool, basically. Yeah. We're cool. We're cool Maiden fans. Actually, it does actually say that Kilimanjaro promoters Stuart Galbraith and Alan Day, the creators of Sonisphere, add to this. Maiden have a different view on how they want to do things for their fans, more than most bands. We previously worked with them at Sonisphere. When they explained they wanted to do this for a show, we were hooked, and it will be a unique event. So I suppose when they were pitched it to say, hey, you guys done Sonisphere, do you want to do this Iron Maiden one-off show, but it's kind of like a festival as well?
Yeah,
I bet they were just like, sure. And we briefly talked about it. We've talked about it quite a lot on the Discord, actually, about Sonisphere returning as a possibility, and what would that look like, and how would that stand up now against festivals that have kind of moved on since Sonisphere was a thing, aka your Bloodstocks, your Trees, your kind of all those festivals that sort of share the same sort of hub as what Sonisphere did back in the day. But it'll be interesting to see if this plays a sort of pilot scheme in possibly bringing Sonisphere back.
Yeah. I'm not sure on that. I thought the same until I listened to the interview. It was either with Stuart or Alan. I can't remember which one it was. But it was the Uproar podcast. And it was actually really interesting. So Kilimanjaro and Iron Maiden go way back. Like they actually started Sonisphere in partnership with Iron Maiden and Metallica.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it was meant to be direct competition for Download. They've been trying to take Download down. He actually worked for Live Nation until 2007, putting Download on.
Wow. Okay.
He also was worked on Monsters of Rock before that.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's got. Do you know what? It really annoyed me, which I can't remember which one it was. So I was just going to keep saying he. But yeah, one interesting thing, taking it away a little bit, one interesting thing he was saying about Monsters of Rock was when they decided to go from 1-day festival to 2-day festival, it just didn't cross their mind that people would want to go to both days. They were like, okay, people will come in for the first day, they'll be leaving, and the people arriving for the next day will come, and there'll be a big clash of like traffic. And then all of a sudden, people were just buying tickets for 2 days, and they were staying overnight in a car park. It's like, but just, I mean, that's just standard now. That's normal. But like back then, it was just it was new. They were like,
they were treading new water to see what would work. But yeah, I'm guessing moving from a 1-day to a 2-day was quite a big shift.
Yeah,
and what they can do. And then obviously, when we talked about before, and they added camping and all sorts of stuff, it was like that changed the game completely.
Yeah. But yeah, so like we said, Sonisphere was direct competition for Download, but that made some of the bands' prices go up and up and up. And Live Nation had all the money to throw at it that they needed. And I think that the one that they cancelled was the one with Queen and Adam Lambert. He said that they need, was it 500 million or 5 million? It must have been 5 million.
It wasn't 500 million.
Yeah, not 500 million. He was like, this is going to cost me 5 million to put on, which I don't have. And cancelling it cost less money. Probably still in the millions, but yeah. Obviously, they brought it back the year after. That was 2013. They brought it back for 2014.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, I think it was successful, but and the idea was to have a touring festival, a bit like Ozfest and a bit like the Family Values Tour, things like that. And Sonisphere did do loads and loads and loads of other ones. So when Download did like France, and I think there was one in Glasgow, there was one in Japan. I don't remember
Australia.
Yeah. I don't remember the years, but that was probably this guy is doing and saying like we should do this. And then they tried it and then didn't do it again. So he was like, no, all right, fine, I'm going to do it with Sonisphere. So, yeah, apparently it was very successful everywhere else. But here it was just, Download was too big a competition to take on, really.
Yeah, it is like the big daddy in the metal world anyway, certainly. The big daddy that is probably, they might be taking themselves down at this point, but we'll talk about that when we talk about this year's Download. But anyway, we won't go into that sort of stuff now. But yeah, so you never know what's going to come of this, and this could just spawn more things like this, like maybe Metallica doing it, maybe other big bands seeing this and thinking, shit, we can just put on, we don't need a Download or a Sonisphere, we can just put on our own festivals because we're that big now.
Yeah.
So who knows where it's going to lead in that, but it's always interesting to talk about Knebworth and Sonisphere, and obviously Maiden are linked to that as well. So I think those two things go hand in hand when you're talking about them, basically.
Yeah, and Iron Maiden played 3 out of the 4 Sonispheres here, which I completely forgot about until recently.
So if you people are moaning about them playing Download too much, think about the people at Sonisphere fucking Maiden overload or what.
Yeah, and I think there's one of the recent episodes as well that I said, because we were talking about all of the Iron Maiden downloads, and I wasn't sure if I remembered 13 that much, but from thinking about this, there they did Sonosphere 2012, and I was excited to see them again in 2013 at Download, but then realised it was exactly the same tour still. So it's just one end of the tour to the other, and so it was exactly the same show, exactly the same stage, and it was a little bit disappointing. It was still Maiden, it was still good, but I couldn't remember that at the time, but having the Sonosphere memories triggered it. But I mean, Sonosphere was amazing. We keep talking about it and jabbing at you, saying, you didn't go, but it was so good. It was the way it was laid out as well. So I have no doubt that this is going to be amazingly ran. It's going to be everything we're hoping for and more.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. These guys know how to put on a big festival, so. With Iron Maiden's presence and all their guys as well, I have no doubt it will be absolutely insane. And obviously, like everyone is saying it's going to be great. You got Iron Maiden's manager saying that they put so much work into it and they've really thought about it and it's tailored towards the Maiden fans. This is the greatest experience that an Iron Maiden fan will ever get, basically. Yeah. So if you are a Maiden fan, this might be the last time they do a thing like this, so I really do think that everyone should literally just go and buy a ticket. And I know it's expensive because everyone that's listening to this is probably already going to Download, which is already a lot of money, and they probably all want to go to Bloodstock or whatever other festivals you guys are going to do. But I seriously think that this is worth maybe eating noodles for a month for,
Yeah.
which we all might be doing leading up to this year's festival season. But anyway, so it says Eddfest festival starts from 2 p.m. on the Friday. And then camping will be included for both nights as well. So you can camp on the Friday and the Saturday, and then obviously go home on the Sunday, and you'll have access to all the Maidenville, all the experiences. Friday night, they're going to have some entertainment and some bands playing. It says here the Friday night set on the Maidenville second stage will be featuring sets from, but not exclusively, so there will be more bands in this. It will be hair metal, Glamageddon, which sounds great already, Tony Moore's Awake, Air Force, Maiden United, and Stray. Now, apparently they've handpicked all of the bands on the second stage, as they are all linked to Iron Maiden in some way, whether that be friends bands, someone in Maiden is in that band, or they have a Maiden theme or covers or something Maiden based, basically. So it's not just going to be random bands playing. It will be anything linked to Maiden or just their style of metal in general. So I'll be quite looking forward to that. I think that'll be a cracking Friday night, like watching all these rando bands play.
Yeah. I just want to check something. Tony Moore, I want to say, was he part of Iron Maiden at one point? He was a member of Iron Maiden in the late 1970s, before.
Yeah, it would have been one of the originals.
Yeah. I mean, Tony Moore was in Iron Maiden, very, very early Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we expecting Blaze to be added to this lineup? Because he's still touring. I would love to see Blaze.
Wow. I don't know. I think that would, if they announced that would take this completely over the edge, into already absolutely amazing, into like stratosphere territory. But you never know. I don't know. Like I've watched so many interviews with him. If you don't know who we're talking about, Iron Maiden had a singer in the 90s that wasn't Bruce Dickinson, because Bruce Dickinson left after Fear of the Dark, and they had another singer come in. He was really good, but unfortunately, from my perspective, the Iron Maiden albums he put out were not really up to scratch with the greatest parts of Maiden, although one is way better than the other, but we'll talk about them when we talk about the albums.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it would be nice to see him featured in some way, as he had such a, big section to Iron Maiden albums, quite a long time in the 90s, was dedicated to him being the singer. So,
yeah.
But like I said, I watched a lot of interviews with him talking about his time in Maiden, all that. I don't know what his current relationship with Maiden is like. Apparently, Steve Harris is friends with everyone that used to be in Maiden or had anything to do with Maiden. But I don't know if Bruce Dickinson, what his relationship was like with him, or the management. that's the most important bit, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I don't know. I know that he left Maiden in a kind of good way, but also a little bit of a shitty way, which he talks about in interviews. Like, there's no bad blood between them, but I don't know if they're friends or whatever. But to see him on here would be incredible.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen him once in the last few years at a local show, small venue, but yeah, it was still amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, he's still about, he's still kicking and everything. So, but yeah, so that will be your entertainment. I think it says as well there will be some other stuff on the Saturday, but they haven't actually given you any information on that. And it just says Eddfest is going to be a truly exceptional weekend for each and every Maiden fan in attendance. An unforgettable chance to be part of a themed festival experience celebrating Iron Maiden's 50-year career. So, and they are not playing any other shows in the UK, at least until 2028, is what it says.
Yeah. That's
So, wow. I think Maiden might take some time. I think now, they're so used to doing those tours that are just like you said, endless. They go like year to year to year. Like, these guys must have spent at least half of their lives on tour. Like, they must have, if they calculated it.
Yeah.
If you look at the old ones, like the Live After Death tours, it's like 300 days. it's like who tours like this? It's fucking insane. I know this is when they were trying to make their name when they were younger. They were in their 20s, 30s, etc. But fucking hell, man! Like, even back then, that must have been an absolute killer. And I know that in between that and Summer in Time, they were like dead and they just hated everything to do with touring because they were just like, it's too much. And, to this day, they're still doing big tours. So, we won't see them back until at least 2028 in the UK. And do you know what? That rules them out of quite a couple of downloads as well. So,
yeah.
Well, at least one download because they could play in 2028 because it says not until 2028. So, oh my God, Maiden confirmed for download 2028?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Do we reckon they're going to have a new album out in 28? Are they going to tour the new album?
Oh, they'll definitely. I think we will probably get 2, maybe 3 more Iron Maiden albums, and that will be it. 1, definitely. 2, probably. 3, maybe, I would say.
Yeah.
Before it's, it's completely, this is us, we're done. But Maiden don't, they're one of these bands. They're not like a Kiss. I don't think they're ever just going to say, this is our last tour, we're ending. I think they're just going to keep going until something bad happens or they literally just can't play anymore.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, yeah, so many bands have, gone, this is our last tour, and then come back. I mean, we've probably bitched about that kind of thing before, but I kind of also kind of get that. Yeah, I kind of get that. If you've been doing it for such a long time and you go, right, yeah, now is the time, and then stop for a year and you just go, I don't know what to do with myself. Oh, I just want to play shows again.
Yeah, exactly.
So I kind of understand it in some way. But yeah, I don't.
It makes sense.
But like you said, I don't think they will. Yeah, they will just go until they physically cannot go anymore.
Yeah, like obviously no Nico in the band anymore, unfortunately. Like it's Maiden missing a very vital classic member of the band, which sucks, but if you can't play, you can't play, and fair play to him for recognizing I can't play as good as I could before, and I don't want to go on stage and embarrass myself because, if you watch all these drum videos, everyone always talks about him and Clive Burr as well, but like just how good Maiden drummers have been and how influential their drums and little fills and all the little things that all of the drummers that we love now used to practice Iron Maiden songs when they were younger and stuff, so that's and I think you might see that more of that in this band maybe in a couple of years. Maybe someone else in the band will say, look guys, I love being in this band but I just can't do it anymore. And I think that's probably the way it's going to go rather than Brucey just saying, right, we're just stopping outright. I think you might see members leave individually until it gets to a point where they say, yeah, that's it, guys.
Yeah. And get to a point where we have a whole new band and it's Theseus' ship and we start again.
Do you know what? The funny thing is I saw an interview of Kiss from like 2010, so they weren't even like near retirement at this point. And they said, our plan is to literally just replace us. They were like, what we'd like to do is just like slowly replace every member of the band until Kiss is just like, we're just entities. Like, we're not even us anymore. Like, you have the Star Child, the Demon, all those people, but it's not us anymore. It's just Kiss. And I was like, that is, obviously it's a bit of like, idea, but it's an incredible idea. Yeah. And they didn't obviously go through with it, but they are going to go through with it kind of, because they've had those AI versions of themselves made now. So they want to do whole Kiss gigs where it's a show with members of Kiss, but they're like not there.
So they're just
but Kiss. So it's like complete hologram Kiss shows. Yeah. So you could see Kiss in the 1970s on stage again, or you could see 80s Kiss, or you could see whatever. But it will be them entirely AI generated, singing and playing stuff totally in character, but just not Kiss, but Kiss.
Seems like a good way to make money without doing anything.
And if there's one thing Kiss know how to do, it's fucking make money. Yeah. So, but also that's kind of pushing the boundaries. They've been talking about hologram shows for a long time.
Yeah.
And now we're finally getting to that point with technology where that might actually be a possibility. You might be able to see Elvis again. You could watch that whole Hawaii show live and see Elvis as if he was in front of you.
Yeah. Do you think we could do that? Because
what, me and you?
We've done thousands of hours talking to each other now. Just feed that into an AI thing. Say, analyze this, do some episodes for us. And then we'd take a break.
Oh, 100%.
We'd take a break.
Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt, that could happen.
Excellent.
But we won't do that. We won't do that. We talk too much. I don't think AI could measure our bollocks level, could they, really?
I was thinking of something similar recently, actually. We've gone off Maiden. We've gone off Maiden.
We can't even talking about Maiden anymore. Standard.
But yeah, just doing an AI episode and see if anybody notices. Just the one off. Just do it, and obviously it would have to sound good. You'd check it over and go, see if anybody notices.
It's like two human beings. Yeah.
Yeah, but then if we can do it, other people can do it and make money from us.
Bastards. Oh, definitely.
Don't do
Without
that.
Doubt. Yeah, see, there you go.
Please don't do that.
Don't recreate us. Don't replace us with AI.
Don't feed everything we've ever said into a machine that copies us.
No, do it. It'll be hilarious. Make pictures of us. Make pornographic pictures of us. Anyway, let's... What were we saying? Oh, yeah. So no Maiden until 2028. So that rules them out of Download 2027. So we can get them out the picture for that straight away because they won't be playing it. 2028 possibility. But yeah, so couple of years without Maiden for big Maiden people that see them every year. So I feel like, again, that's another sort of drive. I feel like they should have that front and center. Like, that's in really small writing at the bottom of this whole thing. I think that should just be on the poster, like, this is your fucking last chance to see us till 2028, and anything can happen in that time. The world could end. Like, see Maiden this year. They should really be hard selling that to get people to go. But anyway, overall, I mean, man, I'm looking forward to this more than I'm looking forward to Download.
Yeah, do you know, on that, so I know I talked about it on here when this was first announced, and I was like, I'm buying tickets. I'm straight up buying tickets. I've got the money in the bank just about, and I went on the website, and I was like, it's about 245 quid for all-in camping, parking and everything, something along those lines. And I was like, it's a little bit more than I want to spend. So I sort of chickened out. But as it's got closer to it, I'm like, yeah, do you know what? I'd probably pay twice this amount to go and see it now.
Yeah, it's definitely cooking. Excuse me, it's definitely cooking now. Whereas before it was like, it's just a gig. Now it's a festival. It's a whole experience. It's a whole thing. So I think now that price hopefully will be justified.
I'm sure it will. Like I said, and like you just said, this might be the last time I see Iron Maiden. And they should have that on my slogan. Well, not really a slogan, is it? But the thing I just said, front and center on the website, the last time you saw Maiden might be the last time you see Maiden. So come to this.
Go and see Maiden. Yeah, come to this. Give us your money. Which, no, I totally agree. But I'm just excited overall. I'm just like, this is just going to be incredible. And like I said, I'm absolutely, as a big Maiden fan, really looking forward to this. And I think this might attract some people that have been like, yeah, Maiden, let's go see them. I mean, this is their show. This is their stage. This is their setup. This is a purpose built for Maiden. If you're going to see a Maiden show, this might be the Maiden show to get yourself to.
Yeah. But I haven't seen that much hype about it online. Thinking about vloggers, obviously like yourself, you'll be vlogging the whole time you'll be there.
Hells yeah.
And we know with Download, probably Bloodstock as well, it is just so saturated. We were saying it was saturated a couple of years ago. Now, every time we go onto TikTok, I see a different person doing stuff about Download. I haven't seen many people talking about the fact that they'll be doing anything like that at Eddfest. So
no, I think you'll see a lot of stuff afterwards as well. I think you'll see a lot of vlogs. You'll see a lot of people that, these guys know what they're doing. That whoever they're working with will know what they're doing. They'll get all of the people to go that they think will promote this in some way, or they'll invite them for an accreditation or whatever. So,
well, they haven't invited us.
Yeah, it'll be bastards. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that happens. But I'm not sure that's what this is about. I don't think this is trying to sell this to sort of your everyman to get people to go. I think this is targeted specifically for Iron Maiden fans.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much they really care about the general public when it comes to this.
And we're old bastards.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, speak for yourself. I mean, I'm not that old, but yeah, I'm older than I was, but yes.
Not that old. I'm 27. No, I'm 37.
Young, 20...
Well, I didn't know you...
20, you're 27.
I didn't know you were called Dennis.
27 and a half.
But yeah,
27 and a half.
Anyway, sorry, stop being silly. Talking to me, not you. Yeah, I'm so hyped about this. I'm hoping, we're trying to get some kind of accreditation, but we're going to go anyway, whether we can go as press or not. There's something I deleted from an episode previously that I want to talk about here, which is what the episode when Senjutsu was out, and we talked all about Iron Maiden then. This is now 115, and I've not said it since then. So that was the first time it would have been public knowledge, and now we've gone almost 5 years, and it's still not public knowledge. But I actually have. I would love to. I always wanted to meet the band. I've never met any of them. Have you ever met any of them?
No.
But I was in a pretty serious car crash, and my cousin's husband was right into Iron Maiden, trying to get him to come down to, I don't know, sing a song to me in a hospital bed or something. I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. But I actually got a get well soon card from Rod Smallwood, and it basically said, and it was handwritten in this fancy gold pen, handwritten, saying the boys aren't around at the moment, etc. And it's still in the envelope, you're all safe and everything. But I would love to take that and meet the band and get it signed by the actual band, because that would be cool.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
But yeah,
I'm sure, I don't know whether they'll be offering some sort of meet and greet possibilities. I don't know.
No. But like we said earlier, there are thousands of people that are way bigger fans than us and would pay thousands to go meet them. So. Oh,
God, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't even consider myself in the top 10,000 Iron Maiden fans, because people are... this band is like, yeah, in my heart forever, but some people are crazy Iron Maiden fans. And, I consider myself a huge fan with a lot of knowledge and a lot of passion for Iron Maiden, but some people are fucking mental when it comes to Maiden. So, yeah, I get that totally.
Yeah, and so even if we were to get that opportunity, it would be like a revolving door. In, hello, out again.
Yeah, guys. Exactly. You're not unless you meet these guys at something else, or you're in with someone who knows them or whatever, you're not going to get to stand around or if you see them in the wild, which does happen occasionally, you're not going to get to stand around and have a conversation with any of these guys.
No,
unless something happens, where you do get to have a quick chat. And I mean, to be honest, I just like to I wouldn't talk to Steve Harris about Iron Maiden. I talk to him about football because I know he loves football and I love football. So I probably wouldn't talk. Everyone talks about Maiden. I'd probably just say, "What do you reckon with West Ham then, mate? What's going on?"
What's going on?
Do you know what I mean? And have a conversation about football, which I'm sure he'd be very obliged to. So yeah,
cool. To football.
yeah. I don't know what I'd talk to any of the other guys about, but I'm sure they all love. So I mean, Bruce Dickinson's. You could talk to him about a fucking massive range of things.
Yeah,
he seems to be one of those people that's just good at everything.
Yeah, knowledge about everything. Yeah.
So that would be interesting as well. But yeah. But anyway, so
whenever that kind of topic comes up, my mind always goes to Tempin bowling because I was good at that when I was younger, and not many people know. And talk to him about like oil patterns of bowling, and he'll know about it. Like nobody knows about these things, and he'll know.
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be great. Just start talking to him. So you just had a 10-minute conversation with Brucey, did you? Yeah. What did you guys talk about? Just bowling, really? Just bowling.
Oh, anyway. Yes. Sorry, you tried to move on.
That would be.
I keep bringing it back.
No. That's great. It'd be incredible. So yeah. So yeah. I mean, there's not really much else we can say about that. It's going to be pretty wild. I'm excited about. Do you know what one of the things I'm most excited about this is
being with me
the campsite.
Oh right, yeah.
Because there isn't a District X, which means we're going to have to entertain ourselves. Which
old school.
We all know how that used to go. So and with a load of crazy Maiden fans, I'm very excited to see what that turns out as.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too hungover on their Saturday, but I know for a fact I'm just going to be too excited not to get a little bit tipsy on the Friday. So
yes, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to that in general. And we always have a great time when we hang out. And at this, just two Maiden. I just thought of this? Like, imagine how many Iron Maiden t-shirts are going to be worn at this fucking thing. I don't own any. Oh, I still got those shirts. I don't own any t-shirts anymore.
Dude, you have to wear those shirts.
Oh, no, I do. I've got the old ones. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
You will get so many comments wearing those shirts because I bet there'll probably be a few other people there as well that would have them. Yeah. But like people will look at that shirt and those shirts and go, fucking dude, they are sick.
Yeah. Yeah, because I expect a lot of people would never have seen any of them.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, like I'd never seen them until I saw you wearing them and I was like, holy shit. They are incredible. I've never seen them before. And I'm sure there's loads of other Maiden fans that would see that shirt and go, dude, that's unbelievable. Where the fuck did you get that from? So that might be a great conversation starter. Because like I said to you before, and you probably get it and loads of people do, I get massive band t-shirt envy whenever I go to a festival because I see so many great shirts. I'm like, oh man, that t-shirt's so good. Oh, that's so good. Like, and I know I'm going to see so many great Maiden shirts where I'm like, that shirt's so good. Like, and some old prick's gonna be wearing an original 1984 World Slavery Tour shirt, and everyone's gonna be creaming themselves over it. So that in itself for me is gonna make me nerd out because I just love band t-shirts so much.
Yeah, man. Oh yes, I didn't even think about that, but I'm looking forward to that as well. Was there anything else on the website that we haven't talked about yet, or have we gone through pretty much everything?
That's everything I've got from the release that they've mentioned so far.
Yeah, cool. Well, we have also had a look at our top 10 Iron Maiden albums again, which we haven't done since episode 7 as well.
Yeah, which is a long time. When we said that, me and Adam were like, hold on a minute, that wasn't that long ago, was it? And then we were like, oh shit, it was literally that long ago when Shinjitsu came out, when we just decided to talk about Maiden in general. And then, we done that. So
yeah, I
know for a fact mine have moved around in the last 4 years, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think mine have, but I couldn't find the list. So I redid the list, so it might be different to last time. I don't remember I remember what my top 2 or 3 were.
Yeah.
But yeah. Should we go through them?
Yeah, let's do it. You say, we'll do it like we did last time. You say yours and we'll talk about yours and then mine, and then if you've got one that I've got, we'll talk about it in full when I get to it. Anyway, it'll work itself out.
Okay,
but yeah,
it'll work out.
So yeah, I'm excited about this. Can I just quickly? Actually, no, because these two are going to be in yours. So I've got 2 honourable mentions.
Okay.
But I think that these 2 albums are going to be in yours. So I'll mention them when you get to them.
Okay. I know what they are. I think I know what they are.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So,
sweet.
Adam, what have you got at number 10, sir?
My number 10 is Power Slave.
Oh. I'm sure I done this the last time.
Probably. I surprised you last time, yeah.
Yeah, but I think now it's coming back to me. First of all, are you okay?
Yeah, fine.
All right, are you okay in the mind?
Yes.
Because
I have peace of mind.
Okay, just explain to me why this one is so far down for you, and probably isn't. I would say 98% of Maiden fans, this would be a lot higher. But I'm not having a go. I'm just saying, why is this one that low on this list?
I never really listened to it that much. I have obviously listened to all of their albums quite a lot, but this one lesser than the other ones. But Ace High, I always liked it, but I always liked a lot more of their other songs a lot more. Ace High was on the lower end of the songs for me, and obviously that's one of the biggest songs from this album. Honestly, what else was on the album? Power Slave. That was a good song as well. But yeah, the singles, it was just, it just didn't hit as much as some of their other albums to me.
Okay, that's great. I mean, I'll talk about it when we get to it because it's a lot higher on mine. But yeah, that baffles me, that one, because when I listen to this, I think it has some of their biggest tracks on it. It's got like one of their better known sort of themes, covers, the World Slavery Tour from that. Live After Death came from this album. Like, I don't know, there's so much around it that I couldn't possibly put it any lower. And I think that it's just got some absolutely cracking tunes all the way through. It's not my favourite Maiden album. I think there are 2 not the best Iron Maiden songs on this album, which is why it's not right at the top for me. But I still think that 10 is a bit too far down for me for this one.
Do you have any songs that, I mean, we might talk about them as we go through, but are there any songs that are huge hits for them, everyone loves, but you just didn't click for you? Any of those for you?
Not really. No? I like all the hits. I think Maiden have been, especially for the first run of Brucey, pretty good with what songs they released. There were a few where I'm like, that maybe should have been a single, but there isn't any of them that I dislike, or there are a couple that I, if I'm not in the mood for, I might skip just because I've heard them so much. Not because I don't like them. It's that when I'm listening to my Iron Maiden playlist, I'm like, I can't listen to Run to the Hills again for the 1,000th time.
Yeah.
So I'll skip past it and go to something else. But then if Run to the Hills comes on, it's fucking incredible. Yeah. I'm like fucking singing every single word. Oh, come on. But sometimes, if I want to listen to Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, which is one of my favourite Maiden songs, I will choose that over Run to the Hills. And I'll be like, yes, give me some fucking 12, 14-minute beastly song, about a sailor who shoots an albatross. That's what I want.
Yeah, nice. Okay, yeah, awesome. What was your number 10?
My number 10 is Dance of Death. Which I don't think came close to being as good as Brave New World for me. And it's got a few tracks on it that I really like. But I think the last 4 or 5 songs, all being really super long tracks, just feels way too overblown, too much. And there are a couple ones that are better than the others, but it's just all too... I just feel like I don't need an 8-minute song, a 6-minute song, then a 6-minute song, then a 7-minute song. It's too much. I feel like it needed to be broke up. But Wildest Dreams, Rainmaker, No More Lies, Dance of Death, they are all amazing songs. And some of the other ones are really, really good as well. But the last half of the album is just too overblown. But I pick from it. Like those songs I have on the playlist, when they come on, I'm like, oh, really, really good tracks. But yeah, and worst Maiden album cover, of all of the albums. It's fucking horrendous.
I had never properly looked at it until you pointed it out to me. And I was like, we're talking about. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, I understand. I get it.
Yeah. But you know what's so annoying is the original album cover just had, they hadn't released it, but the original idea for it was just Eddie in the middle as Death going like that with the rest of it around it, which is the good bit of the album cover. And then later on, they added in all the 3D terrible party people. So technically, they ruined their own cover with just bad CGI characters that never should have got there. But there are versions you can get where it's got a slip cover over the CD that has the better version. And then you reveal it and you're like, oh, God, no, it's terrible. So you could do that to yourself and slowly reveal a much worse cover underneath.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's like, so yeah, so I like Dance to Death. I think they all sound great on it, but I just don't think the last bit of the album, the songs are just overblown pap for me.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you've got this one on a little bit higher, so we'll talk about that.
Quite a bit higher, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that when we get to that. Okay, your number 9, sir.
Fear of the Dark.
Fear of the Dark. Yeah, it's not too far off. I've got it a few places higher than this. Yeah, tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache. There'll be a download.
Let's not talk about it, please. All right, we're talking about Maiden. All right, don't get me angry. All right.
Okay. Similar to Power Slave. I absolutely loved Fear of the Dark, the song, but the rest of it just didn't grip me. Really, not that much. You know, more than some of the other albums. Yeah, just never that big on this album.
Yeah, I'll talk about it more length when I get to it. It's only a couple more, but I wasn't that hot on this album growing up. It wasn't one of the ones that I went to. I like songs off of it, but as I got older, I think a lot of it is better than people remember. Although musically, it's a really weird mixed bag where no two tracks are the same on this album. They tried to sort of throw a thing on the wall and see what was sticking, because by this point metal was really changing because the whole grunge thing had happened, and I think every metal band at this point was fighting for their lives to sell records. So they were just like, yeah, let's just throw a load of this shit on the wall and see what sticks. But I do think it has some absolutely cracking tunes on it, which is why it's a little bit higher on mine.
Cool. What's your number 9?
My number 9 is Killers. Better Paul Diano action. Yeah, I really like this album. I've got it on vinyl, and I listened to it recently, and I thought, fuck, this album sounds great on vinyl. It really does. The old Maiden stuff. But yeah, like Ides of March, amazing. Wrathchild, I think, is up there for me when it comes to Maiden songs. Another Life is great. Genghis Khan's awesome. Killers is brilliant. Purgatory. I think it's got a lot of underrated Maiden songs that a lot of Maiden fans don't go back to enough. And I think that because they've mentioned they're going all the way back to Iron Maiden, I think we might get a couple of songs off of Iron Maiden and Killers on this tour, which will be, I'd love to hear them just play a couple of, maybe just one deep cut from Killers would really, I'd be like, yes, that's fucking awesome. I also think even though I don't like it as much as Iron Maiden, which we will get to, I think the production on Killers is awesome. Really good and dirty, like really filthy sort of sound that I really like.
Okay, nice. I will talk a little bit more about that in a minute.
Okay, cool.
Because
all right, let's move on.
Yeah, my number 8 is Iron Maiden. And I'll talk about the 2 here, because Killers is not on mine. I bought Iron Maiden back when I was, I think, about 15, 16, back when we would walk around with Discmans in our pockets. But you couldn't really carry hundreds of CDs with you, or more than one, really.
No.
You don't want to scratch them. So, yeah, I would go out, I would be walking around, going to meet friends, listening to it over and over again. Probably weeks or months I had Iron Maiden on. And even some of we've said recently, even if there are weaker songs on the album, when you listen to it that much, they grow on you anyway, and you end up loving them. I bought Killers after this album, thinking, I'll love it just as much. And I've listened to it loads of times, but it never seems to stick. I never got into it anywhere near as much as the first one.
I agree. Because my number 8 is also Iron Maiden. So.
Excellent.
But I agree. Yeah, I think that Iron Maiden better. Killers, I think Killers really good. Killers is definitely a grower more than a shower. Iron Maiden, but it does have overall better songs, I think. Like, Prowler's a great song. Remember Tomorrow's a fucking wicked song. Running Free, love that. Yeah. Always loved that song. Phantom of the Opera, that's probably quite a big underrated one. And Iron Maiden, of course, which was a bit of a like anthem at the time, but we'll probably hear that live, I would have thought, on this tour, because it's quite an easy one to sing and probably play as well. I think that'll be quite a fun one. But yeah, it's an incredible first album for a band.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, you can see why they caught people's attention straight away when they came out of this, because people were probably like, holy shit, the fuck did this band come from with all these types of songs? And it's weird actually to look at it and see, well, you most of the songs are short, and then you've got one 7-minute song, which these days you get 17 7-minute songs on an Iron Maiden album. So
yeah. But yeah, Remember Tomorrow. I absolutely love to Remember Tomorrow. Well, once I sort of got into it, I learned it on bass and everything. It's just so nice to play on bass. Yeah, just it's not weird timing, but yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I'm not going to go into it more. I can't talk about that in a intelligent capacity at the minute.
Okay, so confirmed. Yeah. Adam Cox's bass play along on YouTube is coming for Remember Tomorrow. Here we go.
No. My number 7 is Virtual 11, which probably didn't make it into yours.
It didn't make it into mine, but this is one of the ones that I wanted to talk about. It's an album that I absolutely slated and took the piss out of and didn't really like, apart from Angel and the Gambler, which was I had that on single. I didn't buy it at the time it came out, but I had it afterwards. I got it secondhand. And for years I thought for some reason that X Factor was better than Virtual 11.
A lot of people do, I think.
Virtual 11 is 5 times the album that X Factor is, which I've realised sort of growing into it. And I love Future Ill. I love Angel and the Gambler. I love The Klansman. Educated Fool's really good as well. Like, there's so much more. It's so much better. Although I still don't think it's great in the sort of context of Iron Maiden albums, it's a much better album than I gave it credit for at the time. And I can listen through all the way and think that's actually a really good album.
Yeah. Yeah, so this was actually the album that got me into Iron Maiden. My cousin was a huge fan of it. He owned his own shop, so I was hanging out in his shop after primary school. No, maybe not primary school. Yeah, in between primary school and secondary school, hanging out at the back of there all the time. And he had it on when it was first out. He had it on over and over again, and that's what got me into Iron Maiden. And so all the songs, hit pretty hard for me, and I love them all.
Yeah,
but yeah. Since growing with them, I can see how, they're nothing like any of the rest of the albums, really. So I can understand how it was a bit jarring for people who were a fan before this album. Well, before Blaze, really. But it was the beginning for me, and I still love it.
Yeah, no, like, it's good. It's good. It's much better than X Factor. Like you said, other people probably won't think that. But for me, it just doesn't get anywhere near my top. Not saying it gets anywhere near. We're talking like 11 or 12. It's not like down the bottom. I don't think it's like No Prayer for the Dying or X Factor bad. I like songs on this album. It's just, it doesn't break the top 10 for me.
Yeah, cool. What's your 7?
My number 7 is Fear of the Dark. Which, like I said, grew on me over time. Although I think Be Quick or Be Dead could be the best opener Maiden have ever had.
That's a good song.
And it's like it's just thrashier than their other stuff. It's almost like they said, let's be Pantera for like 3.5 minutes and just play riffs and sing. And Bruce's scream as he comes in is just every time I do that in the car as loud as I possibly can. I won't do it now, but like just that little, it's just so high and goes on for ages and then kicks in. It's so great. From Here to Eternity, I love, which kind of sounds like a Maiden song, but that From Here to Eternity sounds like it should be on a Blaze album. It's got that vibe to it. I think they carried some of that stuff over into his sort of region. I could hear him singing From Here to Eternity. Afraid to Shoot Strangers, which is an incredible song. Wasting Love, which we've talked about, which I always considered one of the most underrated Iron Maiden songs, but from modern listeners, somehow it's made their way into their top 10 songs on Spotify. So clearly not an underrated Maiden song anymore. Clearly a rated Maiden song now, which has been discovered by a whole new generation. If I would have said to people 10 years ago, you know that song Wasting Love by Iron Maiden, people would have just been like, nope. I don't even know what album that's on. And now it's one of their most listened to songs, which is just crazy. And of course, Fear of the Dark. So Fear is the Key's pretty good. Child's End's pretty good. But then you go down and The Apparition, Judas Be My Guide, Weekend Warrior, which might be the worst Iron Maiden song ever.
I actually really like that.
Oh, no, I don't like that song. I don't like that song. So that's what I said. It's kind of a mixed bag where they were throwing no two songs sound the same on this album. So it's a mixed bag for me, but I think it's got 5 or 6 probably of Maiden's very, very good songs. So that's why it's up there for me. And plus the cover artwork is just so fucking sick. Yeah,
man. Yeah, I had the t-shirt of it years ago.
Yeah.
Now you've been reading the songs off. I'm thinking it might be maybe it should be higher on mine. I know I own the album and I would have listened to it a lot before. Something we talk about on here a lot, just in case we have a lot of new people coming in for this special Eddfest episode. Obviously, streaming Spotify came out in 2008, and albums pretty much died after that. So I know I would have listened to it quite a bit before 2008 as an album. Since streaming came along, I haven't listened to enough. Well, I listen to the songs that I want to listen to, or put a best of playlist on instead of listening to the album. So I think maybe I forgot, or some of those songs grew on me after streaming, and I didn't realize what album they were on. Maybe so.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you would listen to it and gone, oh shit, that is on Fear of the Dark. Not listening to it as a whole album.
Yeah.
So I get that. But anyway, that was my number 7. What's your number 6?
My number 6 is A Matter of Life and Death.
Oh my God.
What do you mean, oh my God?
Doesn't even make the top 15 for me, I think.
Really? It's amazing. But this is something we talked about last time we talked about them. It is, for a lot of people, their favourite Iron Maiden album.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But I mean, and it's so good. I love it. What was it? 2007, wasn't it? That was what we talked about earlier. The 2007 download tour was Matter of Life and Death. But yeah, so many of their good songs. I love pretty much every song on this album.
Yeah, see, I did not connect with this album at all. I don't like the sort of vibe they were going for on it. I don't like the songs. I don't like the vocal line delivery. I just I think it might be the only Iron Maiden album on my playlist that I don't have a song from.
Really?
Yeah. I just didn't get it. It just didn't gel with me. I think it's probably because maybe I had a sort of lukewarm reception to Dance of Death, and I was like, okay, that's pretty good, I guess.
Possible.
And then this came out, and it was just even more sort of left field than Dance of Death was, and I was just like, I don't like this at all. And I tried. Maybe I should give it more time to see how that sort of settles with me.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah.
I get that. That was my number 6. What was your number 6?
My number 6 is Power Slave, which obviously was a lot lower on yours. And I the reason I can't fathom why is you have Aces High, you've got 2 Minutes to Midnight, you've got Power Slave, and Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Those are 4 of the greatest Iron Maiden songs. And yeah, I'll give it like the instrumental, that Lost for Words. Yeah, it's good. It's not the best Iron Maiden song. Flash of the Blade is really good. The Duelist is pretty good. Back in the Village is a great song. So there is just a tiny bit in the middle where it loses a little bit of momentum. Like, they're good songs, but they're not the best Iron Maiden songs. So I can understand. This is why it's outside of my top 5. It has 4 of the best Iron Maiden songs. Like, Rime of the Ancient Mariner is just unbelievable songwriting. Just the lyrics, to keep your attention for 13 minutes, is just incredible. The story's amazing. Again, Power Slave as well is just incredible. So that's why it's high up there for me, and it has links to Live After Death. The cover's so incredible as well. That's why it's, and yeah, it just doesn't quite reach the top 5 for me, but that's why I think it's such an awesome, important Iron Maiden album, which is why it's in number 6 for me.
Yeah, I mean, of course it is important, but another one of the songs similar to what I said about Aces High earlier, 2 Minutes to Midnight. I loved that when it was first out. We'd hear it on Kerrang and Scuzz all the time, but it just kind of faded a little bit for me. And again, there's another thing I've said before is I don't really get bored of Iron Maiden that easily. I can listen to the songs over and over again. There's only a few songs that I sort of got fed up of listening to. 2 Minutes to Midnight was one of them. I never liked Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. Passchendaele is another one, actually, that I loved, and it just dropped off a little bit. And then, again, Aces High and Power Slave. So that's 3 of the songs.
Jesus,
that didn't hit, and yeah, it's that's why it's not
so
as high. But I do like the songs, but just not as much as some other songs.
It's fair. It's fair enough. I get it, but that, I mean, I would never have that near that. That's always at least top 8 Maidens. I'd never put it any lower.
Top 8, at least top 8, top half. Cool.
At least. Number 5, sir. What is your number 5?
Is The Final Frontier. Is this in your top 10 at all?
Nope.
So last time we spoke, I remember you absolutely hated this album, and then you went away after me talking about it, and you were like, okay, I understand a little bit now. But yeah, again, this album, when it was first out, loved every song. It was one of those albums for me. Me and a friend who was talking about it, like, our favorite song from it would change every week, every 2 weeks, and be like, oh, I've listened to it so much more. And I get this song a little bit more now, and it sticks in my head. And this is probably my favorite song on the album. And then that might be like Starblind, and then my mind's gone blank. The Talisman, such a good song. Every song on this is pretty amazing, apart from the first 4.5 minutes of the first song, which is always skipped.
Yeah, it's not a good intro to this album.
No. It's weird. I don't understand why they do that. That's weird.
Well, I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to make it different and sort of sci-fi-esque. I just think they could have written something better. I mean, I literally listened to this album the other day to try and see why I didn't like it and what I liked about it. I still think Coming Home is the best song on the album by a country mile for me. And although some of the sort of ending songs are good, I have the same thing for this that I had in Dance of Death. It's just so overblown at the end. Every single song is so long. It even for me, who has a really good attention span, I lose interest towards the end of this album. I start to phase out because everything is just so continuously long. There's no short bursts of stuff to sort of go, hey. It's kind of just, it's too drawn out for me at the end, this album.
Yeah.
And that's why it doesn't make my top 10. This would probably be, probably number 12 or 13 for me, I would say. Okay. I don't hate this album. Like, there are a couple that I really dislike. It's just, it doesn't grab me like some of the others do. But for you, this album does exactly what it doesn't do for me.
Yeah. Interesting.
Which is annoying, because I want to like every single Iron Maiden album.
Yeah. What was your number 5?
My number 5 is Somewhere in Time, which the last time we spoke, I think was number 9 or number 10, maybe. This album has, I mean, I did always like songs from it, but I think this is the Iron Maiden album I've listened to most in the last 5 years. Yeah. I have basically listened to this album on fucking repeat for the last at least 2 or 3 years. I mean, Caught Somewhere in Time, up there with one of the best Iron Maiden openers. Excuse me. Wasted Years, obviously, definitely one of the best Maiden songs. Probably one of the most emotional Maiden songs, because it really feels like it's pulling on your strings. And I'm one of those people that I don't always look backwards, but I do look at memories from before and think, man, those were the golden years, you know? And that's what this song reminds me of. So whenever I listen to it, I'm always like, oh man, this song hits me straight in the feels, this song. So it gets me there. Sea of Madness, which is amazing. Heaven Can Wait, which is a great song. Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. Apparently I found out the other day that Maiden have only ever played that song once.
Really?
Which is insane, which was on this tour at the time. So a few times, but like only on one tour. Okay. And it's a really, really great song. Stranger in Strange Land, which is a good song. Deja Vu, which I think is my new most underrated Iron Maiden song.
Okay.
It's changed now because Wasting Love isn't an underrated song anymore, so that's gone. So so now Deja Vu is easily my most underrated Maiden song. It's incredible. And if you haven't heard Deja Vu, you should listen to it because it will become one of your favourite Maiden songs as well. And then Alexander the Great ending, not my favourite Maiden track, but a great story, you know. And again, not my favourite long Iron Maiden song, but definitely a good song. And the cover's cool as fuck with all their little Easter eggs in it. The tour from this time was so cool. The merch from this is so cool. It's one of the coolest Eddies. I love sci-fi. So yeah, this album has hugely grown on me. How do you feel about this one?
Similar to some of the other ones, I know I've listened to it a lot. Nothing really stuck when I was listening to it, and again, some great songs. If I was to look back at it properly, you just mentioned a few songs that I really do like. So, I think my list comes down to how I feel about a lot of the singles. I think that it influences it quite a lot for me.
Get you. Okay, well, I mean, that's fair. And it does have some cracking singles, but most of the album is album tracks. So you'd have to listen to the album again to sort of remind yourself of what those are. Yeah. So, but listening back to it, man, why they didn't do Deja Vu as a single, I don't know, because it's got a really hooky chorus, which is what makes all of the Iron Maiden singles work so well. So,
yeah, cool.
So but anyway, that's number 5. What is your number 4?
The Number of the Beast, 4.
At 4,
not 666. 4.
This guy's a guy, isn't he? He's just one of those guys.
I'm a guy. It might have been my number 3 last time, and maybe I should have it at number 3 again this time.
Okay, explain to me why one of the greatest metal albums ever written in the entire universe is at number 4 for you?
Because I don't like it as much as my number 1. I don't like it as much as my number 2, and I don't like it as much as my number 3.
All right,
but number 3 and 4 could switch, I think, maybe.
Okay, yeah, a few of them could
3
switch
and
around.
4 probably should switch.
Okay, what do you love about this album? Why is it in your top 5?
Everything. Every song. It was a while after I got into them that I actually heard this album, and it blew me. Obviously, I'd heard the singles. I'd heard Number of the Beast. I can't even think of what else was on the album now. It's
Run to the Hills. You would have heard,
of course,
yeah, of course, yeah.
But listening to it as an album, it was a while after I really got into it because a poor teenager couldn't afford to buy the album.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, Invaders. It starts with Invaders, doesn't it?
Yes.
Very underrated. I think is incredible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The Prisoner is on this one as well. The Prisoner is incredible.
That is a great song.
Also, the title of my latest D&D episode. By the way. But yeah,
I think that The Prisoner has such a great chorus. It's so catchy and beautifully sung. It's just, really good.
Yeah. Just I really like it. Just not as much as the other three.
Oh, that's fine.
That's all I can say.
Like, it's in your top 5. Like, if you put this at number 10, I would have just ended this call straight away. Like, there's no more podcast. But it's in your top 5, so I can't say anything because your top 5 is your top 5. So at number 8, I'd be asking serious questions about your mental capacity. But it's in your top 5. So, and like you said, the ones above it, or possibly the one just above it, you could switch, and everyone has their favourites, which is fine. And this is higher on mine, so I'll talk about it in more detail when we get there. My number, what are you on? 4?
4 we're on, yeah.
My number 4 is Peace of Mind, which is a hell of an album. And growing up, again, I loved all the singles from this, but I wasn't really that hot on the actual album itself. It was only when I got into my 20s that I put this on and then went, God, Simon, what were you thinking? This album is absolutely unbelievable. Where Eagles Dare, Revelations, Flight of Icarus, The Trooper, To Tame a Land. I mean, it is just tour de force all the way through. And obviously, this was Nicky McBrain's first album as well, so the drumming level, I feel like, had been upped. Even though Clive Burr was a very good drummer, I feel like as soon as you turn this on, the drums are literally, holy shit, listen to the drum fills that this guy can do. So it instantly gives it that sort of boost. Although I think Number of the Beast is a better album overall, the drumming on this one takes it to a whole new level of rhythm section. Which is just, fucking unbelievable. And again, like, Brucey sounds great. The band are like, it's that sort of bit where they were really getting into the swing. Like, I think genuinely, right, 1982 to 1988 Maiden albums might be the greatest run of metal albums ever made. Think of this, right? One after the other. Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, Power Slave, Caught Somewhere in Time, Seventh Son of the Seventh Son. Those albums consecutively after each other is fucking mind-blowing. So, like, how... No wonder there's, one of the biggest, most well-known metal bands on the planet. But fucking hell, the 80s were just like a golden time for metal and for Iron Maiden. So, yeah. So, and I just love this album. I love it. I think it's brilliant. Is this on your list?
No.
Oh my fucking God. Right, hold on. We need to have a serious conversation real quickly. Why is this nowhere near your list?
The only song I remember, so I made this list briefly just as we started. The only song I remember was The Trooper from this one. I was like, I don't know what was on there. But now you just listed a load off again. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that one. I like that one. I like that one. But not... the album obviously wasn't strong enough for me to remember all the songs that I like from it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a kind of a cop-out argument, really, but I think I sometimes underestimate myself of how much I like Iron Maiden, because I know and have listened to, I would say at least, you're probably more than me, but there can't be many people that could say this. Like, if you name any song, 90% of the time, I'll be able to get the song in my head. I know what it is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which most people can't do. But we're talking to...
I can't do that for all of it. That's crazy if you can do that. I can go, shit, if I get to the chorus, I can work. Tell me the chorus and I'll know the rest of the song,
Yeah, maybe that's a load of bollocks. Maybe I couldn't do that. We won't put it to the test because that would prove me wrong. But yeah, so there's just so much in there to think about. There's so many songs to think about. And when you say the name of it, I'm like, oh, actually, I like that one. But like I said, so there are certain albums where I think of the album and I can automatically think of 7 or 8 of the songs that are on it. Other albums,
you just know.
I can't think of any of the songs apart from a couple of singles, even though I do really like them as albums as well.
Yeah, I genuinely think you're due a re-listen of Peace of Mind.
I probably am, yeah.
I think you're due a re-listen of this one, because I think that it's fucking solid. and I mean really good. So yeah, just give it a listen one time. Maybe you might go, oh, actually, oh baby, okay.
Let's revisit this after Eddfest, and between now and Eddfest, I will listen to every album at least once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
I'll listen to them all from start to finish, in chronological order, and see how I do. Maybe this will change massively.
Okay, we'll do that. Right,
yeah,
let's move on.
Cool.
Your number 3.
My number 3 is Dance of Death. You again,
sorry.
This is what happened last time. You kept laughing at my choices.
Sorry, no,
but it's
at least you didn't say Final Frontier, so we're all right.
I've already said that at number 5. I stand by my opinion and my view on these albums. There are a lot of things that you could laugh at me and I'll go, oh, hang on, maybe I'm wrong about that then. But no, I know Iron Maiden. I know I'm
You're
right.
You're not wrong because it's an opinion, so you can't be wrong.
Yes, but that is kind of borderlining on gaslighting. Anyway, we wouldn't be ridiculous.
No, like I said, I like a lot of stuff on this album. I think it's a good album. It's in my top 10, so I don't dislike this album anyway. I like a lot of the stuff in this album. I just think the last half is a bit overblown for me.
Yeah, maybe it is. I can't think of much from the last half. I do like. I need to look it up, but the level of some of the singles or a lot of the singles, Dance of Death. Oh my God, I am.
That is very good.
I am air guitaring that all the way through every time I hear it. Like, I don't do that to many of their songs. It just makes me feel so good listening to that song. It is good. Like the Rainmaker as well. Such a good thing. That had to grow on me. I wasn't too keen on it. It was all right to start with.
Yeah.
Montague, Passchendaele. I love Passchendaele to start with, but I listened to it too much and I can't listen to it anymore. I can't think of any other songs on there. But
No More Lies, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, I learnt that on guitar as well.
Nice. That's a great song.
Yeah.
Wildest Dreams, which is really good.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Wildest Dreams. What did I say a minute ago? Rainmaker.
They're both good. Both. I like both those songs.
Rainmaker to start with. Wildest Dreams is the one that had to grow on me.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I loved it. Really loved it. What is your number 3?
My number 3 is, and I'd say the top 3 could change. I think number 1's always been my number 1, but now listening to it, number 2 could be my number 1, or number 3 could be my number 1. So these 3, depending on what year it is, are interchangeable. But currently I've got number 3 as Brave New World.
Okay.
Which I know where it is on yours, so we'll talk about it when we
Okay.
I quickly, this album is insanely good from start to finish. It is the best comeback album that a band has ever produced. It is wowzer territory of an album in every single songwriting way. There is no skippable songs. Any song could have been released as a single. They are crazy good, but we'll talk about the songs when we get to yours.
Okay.
But yes, what is your number
2?
2?
Seventh Son. Have a Seventh Son. I know. I have a feeling it's going to be higher on yours. So
it is a little bit higher. Yeah.
Okay. We'll get
to it.
Our ones. What's your number 2?
Okay. My number 2 is Number of the Beast.
Oh,
right. My number 2 is X Factor.
Book of Souls.
Book of Souls. Fucking hell.
We'll talk about Book of Souls after a little bit, actually. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay. Let's talk about it now, because Shinjitsu would probably be number 11 for me.
Okay.
I really liked that album. It's got loads of great songs. I think Writing on the Wall might be one of their best singles.
I love
it's
that song.
Very, very good. And the album is really good. It's just Book of Souls is so boring for me. I just like Shinjitsu is tenfold better than Book of Souls. And the weird thing is when I see some Iron Maidenists, I see Book of Souls in people's like top 5. I'm like, are you fucking deaf or something? Like, I don't understand it. It's fucking so boring. Like,
hey?
Yeah, Like, I don't get it. And I hated that. Like that Download 2016 experience was just horrible. That show was horrible. That album's horrible. Just that whole period of Maiden makes me feel sad.
Yeah. I had the same views on Book of Souls, but I think a lot of, similar to what I said earlier, I've heard a lot of the songs individually as I'm listening to them, and not as the album. And I think a lot of the songs have grown on me.
I should really go back and listen. I mean, I probably haven't listened to it. Maybe since the last time we spoke about it, I might have listened to a little bit of it, but I haven't. I'm just so mortified by it at the time. I've just I never went back to experience it. So maybe I will go back, and maybe I might not quite be as harsh on Book of Souls as as I have been. But I still don't think it's anywhere near their best stuff, even at its peak.
Yeah. Senjutsu I need to listen to again as well, but I think there's a couple of songs on there that have grown on me a bit more too.
Yeah, Shinjitsu I think is far better quality and quite good considering that was their last album, which is good. Yeah. But anyway, my number 2 is Number of the Beast, because it is easily one of the greatest metal albums ever written. There are no skippers on it. It is fucking ridiculous. Invaders, Children of the Damned, The Prisoner, 22 Acacia Avenue, Number of the Beast, Run to the Hills, Gangland, Hallowed Be Thy Name. Are you fucking kidding me? That is ridiculous.
I forgot Hallowed was on this one. That was my favourite song for such a long time.
Oh, it's still that song for me probably always was growing up my favourite Maiden song. It's never got old. No. I must have listened to this 1,000 times. I've listened to the Cradle of Filth cover 1,000 times. I just love that. Yeah, that one's okay.
Okay.
I don't think it's half as good as the Cradle of Filth one, just because they made it their own a little bit more rather than a straight cover. But it's just such a great song. It's just so well written. And all of the songs on here as well. And I was listening to 22 Acacia Avenue the other day, and it was like 50 quid is all you need to get what you want. And I was like, wow, imagine getting a sex worker now for 50 quid. Just think of how cheap that would be. Jesus Christ, times have changed since the 1980s. But anyway, I like the whole song's like you said. The Prisoner, brilliant. Children of the Damned, probably my favourite Iron Maiden song of all time, possibly. Invaders is such a good intro. It was Brucey's first for someone to come on board. Apparently they wrote the entire album in like 5 weeks, which is just fucking stupid. It might be the greatest first album of a new singer from a band, next to like End of Heartache by Killswitch, which is probably up there as well, as first singer comes in and just rips the fucking place to shreds. But yeah, so for all those reasons I love it. It's classic. There's so many amazing stories around it. People, all the Christians hated it at the time. Everyone said they were devil worshippers. The cover's so badass. It's just everything surrounding this album equals awesome if you're a metal fan, which is why it's my number 2, but on any given day could be my number 1.
Cool. Speaking of number 1s,
let's do it.
Is Brave New World. Same as it was last time.
Rightly so.
Never get bored of any of these songs. I think 2 of my favourite songs on it are Dream of Mirrors and Ghost of the Navigator. Like just incredible, long, epic songs.
Definitely.
So good. Yeah. And Blood Brothers.
I'm in total agreement.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement. Growing up, me and my brother, I got this the year it came out. At the time, my mum's boyfriend, who was massive into metal, one of my influences for really being into metal, he got me it. I can't remember. He got me another album as well, but I can't remember what that was. It was something else that was really good. And I was like, holy shit, you bought me a new fucking Maiden album. This is insane. And yeah, I love, as soon as I put it in, euphoria. Yeah. Absolute euphoria. It is brilliant. Do you know, and listening back to this recently, I mean, I listen to the songs all the time, but this as a whole, it's very Celtic sounding. All of the riffs, I forgot, and it carries over into Dance of Death, is they started to bring in, like, they always had sort of Celtic style riffs, like your kind of Irish, Scottish, Celtic-y kind of song, like riffs. But But I think it really comes to the forefront on this album, the Celtic sounding scales that they use on it, which I really like. I think it's a good sort of influence, but I'm always reminded of how Celtic sounding this album is.
Yeah.
Compared to others. But anyway, I'm talking over your favourite album, sorry.
Yeah. No, I've said everything I need to say. Absolutely incredible album. I'll never get bored of it. I'm going to listen to it tomorrow, probably. No, I'm not.
Nice.
I'm listen to every band playing it download.
Oh, yes,
in the next few weeks. God damn. Yeah.
You do need to do that. So
number one. Yeah. Seventh. Sorry, I'm stealing it. Number one.
No, you do it. Yeah, you do it.
No, I don't want to know.
Okay. Number one for me is Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I just think incredible. You know, like they sort of boosted what they'd done on Somewhere in Time, where they brought in I think actually in Somewhere in Time they were using electronic effects through the guitars. They were using guitar synths and bass synths. And on this one, they decided to actually get someone to play synths on it. And I think it adds a new depth level. And especially when they went into, I can't remember what the book's called, but a lot of this is based on a book. I can't remember what that is. I think it might be called Seventh Son, but I can't remember. But it's basically about a child that's born the seventh son, and there's an evil wizard guy who wants his powers, and a lot of the album sort of revolves around that. And then there's a few other random bits that they put in. And yeah, Moonchild, Infinite Dreams, Can I Play... Then massive singles like Can I Play with Madness, The Evil That Men Do. Then you've got, Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, which I think is up there for the best long Iron Maiden track, possibly for me, next to Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which is my other favourite long Maiden song, and The Thin Line Between Love and Hate, which is... They're probably my favourite three long Maiden songs. Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Seventh Son of Seventh Son, and The Thin Line Between Love and Hate, I think are my favourite three long Maiden songs. Like 8 minutes plus.
Yeah.
But yeah, Prophecy, Clairvoyant, Only the Good Die Young. I mean, it is just, wow. A great concept album, fantastic cover, brilliant sound, really proggy. It slows down, it speeds up, it goes acoustic, it goes metal, it goes synth. It basically just does absolutely everything that Iron Maiden have ever done in their entire existence in one album, which is why for me it's always number one or two. And I love it. And it's got a cool cover, and I had it on tape. That's how old I am. And I remember opening it out and folding the tape out and seeing all the cool artwork, and oh man, I was just blown away by this album. And still to this day, listen to it and I think, this just doesn't get bad. This is just such a good album. It's just so good. And seeing them do it all through in 2013 was like a bucket list dream for me. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And anyway, that's why it is my number one currently.
Awesome. I'm not going to be able to get anywhere close to licking its bum as much as that. But I mean, I remember where I bought this album. I think it might have been the second or third Iron Maiden album I had. I was in America at the time. It was one of the first times I actually had my own money, because I was given spending money. So I just walked around, found a shop. It was like loads of Iron Maidens. I had loads to choose from, and Seventh Son was the one I picked. Maybe because I'd heard "Can I Play Madness," or maybe a couple other songs or singles from it. But I never regret that decision. I was, again, at that time I was listening to it in my Discman everywhere I went. Every song was just incredible to me.
Yeah, nice. It's a good choice. Well done. Couldn't have picked a better one.
Yeah. But I mean, we've talked a few times about like remembering these albums. You don't get that with streaming anymore. I remember where I was where I got the first Seventh Son from. I remember so many other albums that I bought and where I was and what I was doing at the time, how old I was. Like you don't get that with streaming anymore.
No, you don't. Which is I still love. I mean, I've still got all my CD collection. In fact, I'm buying CDs again now, only secondhand when I come across them. But yeah. And when we move into a bigger house, I will listen to my entire CD collection because I love albums. I don't have to listen to an album on Spotify if I've got the album. Like I wouldn't get on my way to buy new stuff necessarily on CD, but I just have such nostalgia for CDs and albums and records and tapes and all of the physical media stuff that, yeah, I love it. It brings back such a great memory just sticking a CD in. Just, oh,
Yeah.
yes, baby. Yeah, so I get what you mean. I get what you mean totally.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a different time, and it means more. I'm not saying that the new bands coming out don't mean anything because you don't remember the first time you put their album on Spotify or streaming platform. But I think that there's something I was going to say about Brave New World, but yeah, you can like an album. Maybe sometimes you don't get a chance for an album to grow on you, because you just won't put it on again. Like we said, sometimes you just go in the old days. Old man, that's all you got to listen to. So you put it on, whether or not and it ends up growing on you.
Yeah, that's true.
There's something I was going to say about Brave New World. Actually, it grew on me. Even I didn't not like it to start with. I already really liked it, and then grew more. It's like
it double grew.
Yeah, it was like it got even better and better. But yeah, we should.
Nice.
We're definitely going to revisit this because I want to listen to some more Iron Maiden. Regular listeners will know they used to be my top album listened to on Spotify, on my Spotify Wrapped every year until about 3 years ago, and I started broadening my horizons, and they don't even get in the top 5 anymore. So I want to go and listen to some more Iron Maiden, and I'm going to get in the mood for Eddfest anyway. But yeah, I think we should call it there. If that's you happy with that? Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've had a great time talking about Maiden. Like, we're both super excited for Eddfest. We'll probably talk about it a bit more closer to the time because we're going to concentrate on download now. But yeah, like we're both huge Maiden fans. We are going to be so excited to go to this thing and just celebrate with a load of other Maiden fans our love for Iron Maiden, which is just exciting.
Yeah, sweet. But yeah, so let's call it there. We gotta go, but before we do that, we've got to say a huge thank you to all of our Patreons, who are Wendy, Joe Butler, Mike Ferris, Andy Taylor, Liam Hopwood, Tom West, Vicky Rutter, Ethan Brown, Matthew Scoot, Henry Richardson, Chris Hambridge, Alexander Toon, and James. All of you absolute massive legends, thank you so much for supporting us. Every penny we get goes back into the podcast. If you want to join the Patreon and support us, you can do. You just head to the episode description. There's a link tree in there. You'll find it all in there. Have a look at the tiers. Just a reminder, we will have the competition going on to win a piece of every single merch that we've ever done. And also check out Broken Day for the download shirt for this year. Cool. But yeah, so that's everything. Simon, do you want to tell everybody what you're doing on your YouTube?
Yes, I'm not sure what's happening, but a video will be out for you to enjoy. If not, go and enjoy some of my other ones. But yeah, I'm gearing up for loads of stuff, recording loads of stuff. Physical media channel's going really well. And obviously the other festival music channel as well. I'm gearing up for a load of stuff as we shift into festival season.
Fantastic. And I'll just say a little bit more about my YouTube, my other YouTube. I started a Dungeons and Dragons Let's Play adventure. It is known as Critical Pit. It's all about music and mosh pits, although they haven't found any yet. But they will find mosh pits, and I might make them roll for initiative for the mosh pits.
Nice.
We don't know. I don't know yet. But yeah, that's over on YouTube, Critical Pit. Come and check us out. But yeah, so that's it for this episode. We have to go. So it is a goodbye from Simon.
Goodbye.
And a goodbye from me. Goodbye.